I think Hong Kong is very exciting. As I mentioned to a lot of the ASEAN partners, our doors are always open. Welcome to Hong Kong, and I'm here to wait for you. I think the local businesses are very flattered for our visits. I think basically this is the first time we have a political parties from Hong Kong, especially the largest political parties in Hong Kong, go out overseas and visit, and we choose 5 locations, especially Singapore is one of them. I think Singapore and Hong Kong has always been a very closely tied up cooperation partners within the region. For the visits, like for my tour, we basically have 3 tours, right? For my tour, I went to Malaysia and Singapore. I think one thing is quite interesting. Some of the businessmen are still mentioning Pearl Delta region instead of the Greater Bay Area. So I think maybe we need more promotions on the whole Greater Bay Area development, especially this, what Hong Kong is situated for. We are very good at professional services. Our legal system are more in line with the international markets and things like that. So I see some of the very mature companies already set up their side offices in Hong Kong, situated to face the GBA markets. And that will be one way for Hong Kong to situate ourselves and how to try to help out maybe legally or on accountancy expertise and stuff like that. So there's a lot of potential on collaboration within the region. I think it's quite funny. I actually brought up that point when I talked to them. A lot of the media, especially international media, are trying to portray ourselves into a bad competition, like Singapore is taking over Hong Kong's market and things like that. But I mean, for them, especially when we asked them, how do you feel? And then they say, well, there's good competition, there's bad competition. But only last month, their higher government officials went to Hong Kong to visit our government officials as well. So you can see the relationship are very close. We are partnership, we are friends. Well, our friendship are really close. So we are not looking to tackle or just like take all over the whole market. As I mentioned, the whole ASEAN country potential and also the GBA area or the whole mainland China market is so huge. I don't think one Singapore and Hong Kong is enough to take over the whole market. So for us to advance together is to compete in a way and cooperate in a way, because they know the culture better in the ASEAN countries, but then they're also connected internationally. For us, we have enough liquidity, we have enough knowledge, and we have some benefits. Since we're Hong Kong and part of the GBA, we have a lot of cooperation or benefits as one of the GBA cities to have some taxation benefits and things like that. If we work together, the market will not only be GBA or ASEAN, it will be ASEAN plus GBA or plus China. So the whole market is so huge. We shouldn't put ourselves into this competition trap. I think this competition trap is something somewhat for a lot of media, they need to sell paper, all right? And then if you look at how a city can advance, it's always through collaboration and things like that. So I don't think that's a problem with that. So we first land in Malaysia, and I bumped into a friend that he's in international glove businesses, and he's doing a trade show over there, and they have some factory in the ASEAN cities as well, so he's traveling. And as well in Singapore, I bumped into another friend. They are in Singapore as well for the weekend holiday because they've got factories in ASEAN. I think in Hong Kong businessmen are very smart. They know, they can smell where the market is, and then they utilize and then they expand the markets. I mean, a lot of the Hong Kong businessmen already in ASEAN. Quite a bit of the countries, they are aiming to develop in the IT sectors or biotech sectors and things like that. So we can help that. I mean, in Hong Kong, we have Science Park. We have a lot of collaboration, and the mainland China actually assigned Hong Kong within the 14th Five-Year Plan on how we need to prosper ourselves in one of the sector, which is the biotech sector as well, how we can do on that. One of the ideas that we came feedback with the Hong Kong government is, well, since a lot of the youngsters within the ASEAN cities were actually looking to develop their career within the technology side, can we actually attract them to come and study in Hong Kong instead? So they can get their graduations from Hong Kong different university. We have great university in Hong Kong, and then after that we can keep them as our local talents and expand their markets and things like that. I think that will be something very interesting, and we need to explore on that part as well. One of the, as I mentioned, one of the very interesting points is whenever I went to different parties in Malaysia and Singapore, they always tell us, like, when we were young, we watch TVB dramas and things like that, and then we watch movies, we know which restaurant is good in Hong Kong, we always visit Hong Kong, so they love Hong Kong already. I think one little kick is that the Hong Kong government can provide some of the talents attracted, like tuition support, or some of the education support, or some of the funds. We know in Hong Kong at the moment, the government already funding some of the NGOs that can actually running some exchange program, but that is a very short exchange program, like a week or so and things like that. We can start doing things like maybe like job exchange for 1 or 2 months to let them test the markets. As I talk to the Malaysian youngsters, one meeting is like we're meeting the university students, and then they were saying, well, they utilize that little 1 week program and they really like it, but they think Hong Kong is a bit too expensive. Hence, that's why we're thinking, oh, maybe we can give some support. So I think that is something that we really need to explore. A lot of them are Chinese ethnic, right? So they speak the language and they speak really good English as well. Maybe in the future, if we want to explore within the ASEAN countries, they could be our doorman to connect with others, and then they can connect a GBA and ASEAN together using the Hong Kong platform. We are actually changing the term. This time after we're meeting everyone, we're saying, instead of the great connector, we are the great partner of them. One thing that actually triggers that thought is when we talk to some business leader within the region, they're saying that, oh, we need to find a partner to go into GBA. The reason is, like, if their partner is a Hong Kong company, if the Hong Kong company says, oh, that is not worth investment, then of course they're going to believe their partners, right? It would be easier for them to just jump into a market of unknown. So if the companies want to go into the GBA, invest and things like that, they can come to Hong Kong and open the market as a Hong Kong company and go into the GBA and get all the benefits. So I think working as a partner is far more important than only just a connector.